They told me to stay away from the Black Shade Mountains, that no human should ever cross into the territory ruled by the Scytheri, the ancient vampire race feared across 5 star systems. But I wasn't there to challenge them. I was just a search and rescue pilot. And there was a child's distress beacon coming from inside their lands. I went in anyway. It wasn't a trap. It was worse. A crashed transport. Blood everywhere. The remnants of a small skimmer torn apart by impact and claw marks. The bodies of 2 royal guards lay broken beside the wreckage. But then I heard a whimper. I found her beneath a shard of twisted metal. Trembling, her translucent wings ripped and her pale face streaked with soot. She looked no older than 6. Her tiny fangs glistened in the firelight. The vampire queen's daughter. Easy, I said gently, slipping my hands beneath her to lift the debris. I've got you, little one. She didn't cry. She just looked up at me with glowing violet eyes and whispered, "Are you going to eat me?" I blinked. "No, I'm human." "Oh," she said, like that explained everything. "Then you smell scared." "Because I am," I admitted, "but I'm still going to save you." And I did. I wrapped her in my jacket, carried her through the night, evaded hunter beasts that tracked blood, and hiked 30 kilometers to the edge of Scytheri territory, where I transmitted a royal code I found on one of the guards. When the Scytheri arrived, they didn't speak to me. They took her from my arms and vanished. I expected nothing more, until they came back the next day, with the queen. Her name was Queen Varesia of the Crimson Dusk. She entered the outpost flanked by a dozen honor guards, tall and terrifying armor made of living bone and silver veils. Her skin was pale as moonlight, her eyes deep wells of red, her voice like silk laced with fire. She stopped directly in front of me and said, "You touched my daughter." I stood my ground. I saved her. "She clung to your jacket for 6 hours after being returned," she said softly. "She refused a drink from anyone else. She told me, 'The human is kind. The human didn't run.'" I nodded. "She's brave. She deserved to be protected." The queen stared at me for a long moment. "You are unlike any human I have met." I gave a weak smile. "I hear that a lot." She tilted her head, studying me. Then, to my shock, she knelt before me and whispered, "By Scytheri law, a life debt such as this can only be repaid in 3 ways: blood, land, or union." "Union?" I asked. Her eyes glowed. "Marriage." I thought it was a joke. It wasn't. 3 hours later, I was escorted to her palace. 5 hours later, I was in formal robes I didn't recognize. 6 hours later, I was standing in front of hundreds of Scytheri nobles and ancient creatures from forgotten times, and the queen was holding my hand as if it were the most natural thing in the world. "You really mean this?" I asked. "You risked your life for my daughter," she said. "Not for power, not for favor, just because." I shrugged. She was a scared little girl. Of course I helped her. "Exactly," she whispered. "And that is why you are worthy." The ceremony was unlike anything I'd seen. No rings, no vows, just 2 hands placed in blood water. 2 hearts exposed to each other through a psychic bridge. I saw glimpses of her mind, her loneliness, her grief, her need for someone who saw her as more than a queen. And she saw mine, my fear, my humility, my simple desire to do right. When it ended, I wasn't just her consort. I was bound to her. Body, blood, soul. That night, as we stood alone in her starlit chambers, she offered me a glass of glowing crimson nectar. "I'm not like you," I said. "I know," she replied. "I'm not a king. You don't need to be. I don't even know how to bow properly." She smiled. "You bowed to no one and still saved a princess. That's all that matters." I looked at her, really looked, beneath the titles, beyond the fangs and the fire and the throne. And I saw a mother, a leader, a woman who had lived too long in shadows. I didn't come here for this, I said softly. She stepped closer. Neither did I. Her daughter burst in a moment later, jumping into my arms, her smile full of sharp little teeth. "You're staying," she cried. "Forever?" I held her close. "If your mom will have me." Queen Vareshi met my eyes. She already does.